God, is it? Oh my God.
Hey, my friend. Can you hear me okay?
I'm cool. I'm cool. Like, I'm happy to see you on this live session.
Yes, I'm dead.
Oh
One
my
sec.
God. Thanks for joining us live and thanks for hosting you. It's good to host you on this.
No problem, my friend.
Oh my God. Yeah, without further ado, we have a lot of things to talk about, but I would like to introduce myself first to the world, and I'd like you too to introduce yourself so that people can get to know us better.
For sure.
Yeah, I am Leo Smith, and I am a music producer, a singer, a songwriter, and a multi-talented instrumentalist. I'm into music production, and can we just know more about you, sir?
Cool, yeah. So, my name is Justin Sheriff. I am an RIA Gold engineer, and I'm also a professor at Berklee College of Music. I've been working as an audio engineer at a famous recording studio for like over a decade now, Cyber Sound Recording Studios. And yeah, I got into a lot of really cool things in the studio. I've got to work with like DMX, Flavor Flav, Run DMC, Chief Keef, Lauv, lots of cool people, Lucky Day, just lots of blessings, lots of cool stuff. And big pretty big on the social media thing, giving out all the free plugins. I'm kind of
Exactly.
yeah,
Oh
I'm the
my God,
Robin
like,
Hood. I'm the Robin Hood of the audio engineering realm now.
oh my God, like, we can literally just call you the plugin boss.
Pretty much.
Definitely. If
Yeah.
you go to his page, you see he has a bunch of plugins. He just tends to bring up new plugins on a daily basis. He used to upload different plugins. He will give you reviews and stuff like that. He's a legend in this game. And I'm really excited to host him on this live session. Thanks for joining us, sir.
Of course, man. Appreciate
Oh
it.
my God, without further ado, I'd like us to go into the main thing. Now, like, I've been hosting this talk shop with a lot of producers, and it's about the creative Mavens talk shop. So we are Mavens, we are intellectual, and that's why we have someone like you on this live show. So now we want to talk about the creative aspects of music production today. Now, like, what's your take about mixing, like creatively? Like, there's difference between just doing work normally and bringing out the picture, the true picture you want in your mix. So with the advanced system technology that we have now. So what's your take on that, sir?
For sure. Today is definitely it's an interesting time to be alive for sure. I mean, one, we have AI. AI is here. AI can do a lot of impressive things, right? But, it certainly can't fully replace us, not yet anyways. There's still the human touch, there's still that connection we have to the music that AI is not going to fully get, right? But I think what's incredible today, is that back in the day, right, you could start a studio and try to do all the things that we do now, and it would cost you probably $100,000, if not more, right?
Exactly.
Now, especially with what you've seen on my page, you can
Exactly.
essentially do it less
In
for
few
like less
clicks.
than $500, or not even that. You can do it for free entirely,
Exactly.
entirely for free, and that's absolutely insane. I mean, that's a very powerful thing for good and for bad, because it also can put a lot of people out of work. So it's a double-sided sword. It's a double-sided sword. But I will say basically this: I think it's one of the most incredible times to be alive for mixing and creative production. I mean, because it's just insane what we can do. I mean, one, you can just type in something now and make a song. That's ridiculous. Another thing is you can literally just have hundreds of plugins at your disposal, and you can use as many of them as you want. You don't have to have all this outboard gear for thousands of dollars that
Mm.
you're going to just only be able to use one at a time.
Wow.
So, I think basically just the long story short is these days the creativity aspect is like on steroids, to put it
Wow.
another way. It's like it's almost maybe like there's too much. There's too much. It's like, where do you start, right?
So definitely AI, the advanced system technology, has actually helped more creatives to bring out the color, like what they want, the picture of what they want in their mix, in their mastering, even beat making,
Mm-hmm.
even beat making. Because I can see
Yeah.
people now sketch a lot of samples with AI, and it's really an advanced stuff. So now, like like you said earlier, so what do you think? Like, back in those days when they still use tape, they still use all those stuff. Like, do you prefer the like the vibe, the olden days vibe to this era that we are. Like some people tend to be like, okay, I have to get some analog plugin, I have to get some hardware to make sure that my music production sounds solid. And some will be like, oh my god, what I will do with my distressor is what I can do with the software version of it. But some still have the orientation that no, I have to get this hardware to make my mix solid. What's your take about that? I know there are several mixing and mastering engineer on this life, and I know there are lots of people that wants to come into the game. So I would like you guys to put up your questions. Just drop your comments so that we can actually address this as the legend is here right now. So this is the best time for you to do that. So what's your talk about? What's your think about that, sir?
I would say that basically what's interesting is, and this is before I'm old, but I'm not that old. This is definitely before my time too. I never really worked with tape much, but here's something I think to keep in mind. If you take like the 1970s and 1980s, and like the process for making music back then was incredibly different than it is today. Because essentially, right, I could basically just open up my laptop and make a whole entire song by myself. But here's the thing. I think the problem is we lose a really big aspect of music where collaboration is everything in music. I think connecting with other humans, bouncing ideas off of other humans, getting another ear on the song, on the mix, on the master, we're really starting to lose that. And I think it is harming music, to be honest. Like if you take the great songs of the 70s, 80s, 90s, like there were so many people that collaborated to make those songs what they are. And nowadays it's getting down. I'm not saying that still doesn't happen, but it's getting down to more like just, oh yeah, I got one other person I work with, and like we make all the beats. You know what I mean? So it's like I think we're losing that connection with musicians, and I think it is going to harm music in a lot of ways too.
Somehow, definitely. So
Yeah.
wow. Like I
But
believe in the power of
also
collaboration.
keep in mind too, the fact that we can remote collaborate with anyone in the world right now also opens those doors too. I mean,
Oh
now I can literally work with somebody in France if I want to. It's incredible.
wow, I could still remember they would say even composers are different from singers. Singers, songwriters, we have a lot of people, and even in studios, people that do the beat making. In fact, we have like two people just spicing up the same beat, and the mixing and mastering engineer, they can be like two or three sometimes, just to make sure they get the best out of it. But now I can just sit down in my studio and just mix a 5 minute work in less than you know, just with few clicks and few plugins. So the technology is actually bringing out some things out of the music industry.
Exactly.
Wow, that's
Exactly.
actually
And,
massive.
and 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 for me, it always boils down to this where we have all these advances, we're gonna gain things and we're gonna lose things. It's
Wow.
a double-sided sword. That's the truth that no one maybe will tell you, is that it is a double-sided sword where we're gonna gain some things and we're gonna lose some things, for better and for worse.
Exactly. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so excited to have you on this live session. And
Stoked to be here, man.
this is the best time you can just talk to the legend. Easier. Drop your comments if you want to learn. If you want to learn, this is the best time you can just learn. And I've got a couple of messages from a lot of producers. A lot of people in my team saying, okay, how does does free plugin work? Like the paid version. Like what's the thought about that?
Oh
Everybody
yeah,
tends
yeah,
to go for something cheaper.
yeah, for
Plugin
sure. We
can.
can we can talk about that. Here's my philosophy, especially nowadays. Essentially, if you know the right free plugins to find, you can make insanely professional mixes just as good as paid plugins. 100%. If you know the right plugins, like I do, and you want to follow my page, you'll find those out, right? You can
Exactly.
absolutely make very pro mixes. You can even make pro mixes with just the stock plugins in your DAW now. If you know what you're doing, remember a big thing that people forget, it's very much more your ear, not the gear.
Mm,
That's a big
write
thing
that
right
down.
there.
Write that down.
Right? That seriously, write that down. It's your gear, not it's your ear, not the
Oh my
gear. Definitely.
God.
But I will say this: there does come a time where eventually you get a certain paid plugin that can do something so incredible that you're not going to get with a free plugin, and that's why sometimes you need to be willing. You need to be willing to invest in certain pieces of gear or plugins that you can't do for free. Like there's Golf Boss, there's Soothe. You can't get those for free, and they're
I know.
similar plugins.
Truth. I found some people that are now I don't know, probably they pirated Sooth and they made a few free version of it, but I don't know how it works. I've not used it
Yeah,
before, but I
I,
still
I
use
know,
the
I know,
paid version.
I know a free alternative to Soothe, but it's not Soothe.
Oh
You
my
know,
god.
I'm a big part of like my social media. I'm sponsored by every major audio company in the world, like Waves, Plugin Alliance, Mic DSP, like all those people, right? And I've gotten to see insider secrets of like how those things are made and like how they work.
Mm.
And the free plugins just they don't touch it.
Wow.
They're not there, you
Wow.
know? So my main point is basically you can pretty much do everything for free right now. Yes. But sometimes you may want to make an investment in a plugin that's going to make your life easier, and it's worth paying for that plugin. That's what I would say.
Oh my god. So definitely, if you're a music producer on this live, I would advise you to use your ears according to him. The what matter most is your ear, not the gear. Just do what works best for you, and get the plugins that you can afford. You don't have to break banks, and that will make your work fast and smooth. Oh my
Exactly.
god, it's good to have you on this live, and that's why we have Justin Sharif on this live session on Creative Maven Talk Shop. I'm super glad, I'm super excited to have you on this talk shop. Oh my god, and we have just few questions left. And I'm still expecting your question in the comment section if you have one. And if you don't, you can I'll save this live video, you can just check it out. And I'm going to upload it on my YouTube channel too, so you can check it out on my channel too. So that's how it works. Now, basically, I want to talk about artists. Like, what's your best advice for artists? Like in this century we are.
That's a great question. My best advice is first off, try to not wear too many hats. This is a big one, right? Because your head can only wear one hat, right? So what happens if you put on too many hats? They're going to fall off your head.
Oh my god.
So what I mean is if you're an artist, don't try to be the producer, the mixing engineer, the mastering engineer, the marketing person. Here's the thing that this is big, seriously. So repost this on your socials, like clip this, you know what I mean?
Mm,
Everyone tries to do it the big saying is do it yourself, right? These days everyone's like do it
mm,
yourself. Do everything, just you do it. It should be changed to do it ourselves.
mm.
Meaning, eventually, you're going to need the help from other people to have a successful career. You will need help from other people. Make a team. The most successful artists in this industry, 9 out of 10 times, absolutely have a team behind them. If they're saying like, oh yeah, I just did this all myself, I uploaded on SoundCloud, it's bull crap. It's not true.
Mm.
They have teams, okay? So to me, the biggest thing to being an artist these days is get yourself a team that helps you learn about the music business. I could have a whole 10-minute conversation about just all the royalties you could be getting that you need to know about. That most
Exactly.
artists only getting one stream, like one royalty. There's like 3, 4 other kinds you could be getting that you don't even know about.
Mm.
So, get a team, learn about the music business and all the money that's owed to you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And most importantly,
Mm.
post on social media every day. Social media can change your life. You have to do social media.
Exactly.
Period.
Wow, 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 that's massive. And that's why we have you on this live session. Because, we are in the social media era whereby there's no best place we can see we want to sell our music right now. So I think, selling your music on social media and learning very well, learning and going for workshops, learning, trying to build yourself up on how to get, because many people don't even know the aspect of royalty that you just talked about. People don't know that there are
Yeah,
several ways. They
exactly.
just think there are things you can just get on your distribution company, Meanwhile, we have the mechanical royalty, we have the performance right, and a
Yep.
lot of
There's
stuff like that. But
there's so much of it.
exactly, artists don't really know much about that. So it is until when
No.
they hire people to do that particular aspect, because they will definitely not understand the contract. So
Exactly. Yeah.
I
So
think I can grab that. And the other aspect is not doing everything alone, being the person to compose, being the person to mix, being the person to master, the beat making. Fine, we have someone like Coco Jones, we have people like what's this other person? A lot of people that produce, even confront a lot of producers, but they still have people that do some extra job. But in that line, they might just be like, I compose a song, I have a beat idea. Can we not you dominating it? Like, okay, I want it to be
exactly.
like this. They will have an
Exactly.
idea. Okay, I think I want a picture to be like this. there are several times I was just looking at what's the name of this artist? I've forgotten his name right now. Like, he's a producer too. Oh my god, he'll be thinking about some things in the studio, and at the same time, he'll be like, okay, I want us to do something like this. I don't know, I can achieve it. He plays piano, but in most cases, I wouldn't like to play the piano on this track. I like someone else to come and play so that just to
Exactly.
get another vibe. Oh my god, that's actually amazing, and it's
Exactly.
good to have you on this live session, sir. I
And
really appreciate
the
it.
best producer will know that, where like, they're like, okay, listen, I could probably play the guitar on this, like fake it, right? Maybe I could get it okay. But a
Mhm.
really good producer will be like, you know what? I'm going to hire a real guitarist who's been doing this for 10, 20 years, who's going to make
Mm,
this perfect. And then it's a whole other story. And then they get that person to lay it down. And you're like, oh, yeah, I never could have done that. It sounds a million times better now. Again, it's like, do it ourselves, team,
exactly.
teamwork.
Teamwork.
Teamwork
Yeah,
makes the dream work.
definitely. Even if we're not talking about this, teamwork makes everything go like good. Like, there's no way you can just do away with it. If you say you want to do everything yourself alone, definitely it's not going to work out. So, teamwork will
Exactly.
actually make
And
things.
here's the bright side too. These days you can do maybe 90% of it yourself. And I encourage people to do that. Like, I pretty much do most of what I do myself, right? But eventually it's like I've hit brick walls, and you know what? I had to hire people, and that was the best decisions I ever made, was hiring people to help me to do these
Wow.
things.
Wow. So the best thing to hire people so that, time to reduce the time and, the workflow and more. And, I believe you're going to get more creative ideas from a lot of people.
Definitely. And you'll get
But
more
sometimes
professional
you are
results
stuck.
too.
I want to talk about that. Sometimes artists are stuck and they want to be like, oh my God, how do I get myself up? I think the best way is to just bring people together to give you more ideas to push out the true picture of that particular work of art. So
Mhm.
what's your thought? What's your opinion about creative blocks? For every of my podcast, for people that have been following right from the time we started this live creative maven talk shop, I've been talking about creative blocks because I know that no matter how creative you are, no matter, like, there's this point that you have to get like it will just come naturally. I want to believe like there are several ways, there are several approach a lot of people use to get themselves out of this dilemma. So what do you do? What do you do to get yourself out? And do you even experience creative block at all?
Yes. I think everyone absolutely hits creative blocks. It's part of being human, right? I think everyone deals with them in their own unique way, though. I think there's definitely not a one size fits all. Like, it's very much going to be like whatever works for you. But I think for me, what works the best is just sometimes just taking a break. Like, especially like if like, even here's a great example, even if it's a little bit less on the creative side and more the mixing side. If you mix a song for 8 hours a day, your ears are gonna fatigue and you're gonna lose perspective. So believe it or not, right, you could do a mix for 8 hours at night, and you wake up the next day with fresh ears and you're like, oh my god, it sounds so bad. And it
Exactly.
happens to all of us, right? And
Exactly.
it's just because you took a break. It's one of the best things you can do. Like, instead of trying to put out that song in one night, like, just go to sleep, wake up the next day and take another listen to it. And then it's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have heard that last night. Now I can fix that now.
exactly.
So for me, the biggest thing with creative blocks, I think, is take a break, but don't take too long of a break.
Wow, wow, wow. That's actually impressive. Like, we've got, like, from other talk shop, we want to just say they are quite related. So definitely everybody knows the way to just bring themselves out of his dilemma.
Totally. Yeah, totally. So the easiest thing to start is just, I think, make the commitment that you're going to post a video a day. It's like the very essential thing, that like at least make that commitment, where it's like, okay, you know what? Let's say I'm going to post a video tomorrow, right? And I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm just going to be like, okay, you know what? No matter what, I'm going to post a video tomorrow. And I don't know what that video is going to be, but I'm just going to have to try something, right? So then all you have to do is just basically, you can download so many free resources to like make videos now, like OBS, CapCut. Like, it's so easy now, right? So there's no excuse there. You have all the resources at your fingertips if you know how to download them and just use it, or just get a decent little lav mic for 20 bucks. Like, it's so easy now to make content, right? And just stick to a video a day and see what sticks. If you're starting to see something happen from it, keep doing it, grow with it. Sometimes you might not, and you're like, okay, you know what? Maybe I need to do something different. But here's one really big point: you're gonna like pick a niche, and you have to, as they call it, niche down,
Exactly.
right? So what this means is, if you're gonna be an artist and post content, don't be posting video pictures of your dog and
Mm,
like, you know, hey, I'm cooking some dinner right now. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, first off, nobody gets any benefit from that. Like, I don't care about your dog. I don't care about you cooking dinner. And
exactly.
it has
Something
nothing to do with who you
valuable,
are.
valuable. Oh my God.
Yes. So really one of the simplest hacks to social media that like so many people forget, even myself, is like it's a two-way street.
Mm,
You have to give something to the viewer that they can get something out of it.
mm.
Otherwise, they're just gonna go, whoop, see ya. I don't care what you have to say. You know, so for me right now, a big niche that's like blowing me up on Instagram, right, is like I'm giving people free plugins.
Exactly.
And it's like, oh, it's free. I can get out. Let me grab that. Like, give me, right?
Exactly.
But then obviously it's like I'm getting all this love and support and followers, so I'm getting something in return too. It's a two-way street.
Oh my
Okay?
God.
So you have to ask yourself, what are you giving your audience? Because if you're not really giving them anything,
You're
then
getting
you're not going to succeed.
nothing.
You're not going to
Obviously.
succeed on social media. Because remember, even one of the smartest things, and this is where I'll end it with this statement. If you just say, hey, my new song's out, come let's like go listen to it.
Mm,
No one's going to do that.
definitely not.
Right? It never works. That never works. But if you strategically and advertise in a way that they get entertainment value, like something as simple as like I'm showing this song to my first piano teacher that I had
Mm,
20 years ago, and then you film it with your piano teacher, and they're like, oh my god, and like that's entertainment. Where like, oh whoa, like you're showing a song that you wrote 20 years later to your first piano teacher. People will stick around to watch that.
exactly. To watch it,
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
Wow.
So it's clever marketing and basically just almost like making people want to listen to your song without telling them, go listen to my song.
Oh my God.
So
That's
that's a
so
big gem of advice
impressive.
right
That's
there.
impressive. You know, we should appreciate you for this big advice for artists because I know there are a lot of upcoming artists and there are a lot of music producers that want to get something, they want to start something, and your advice would be the best thing they can just, you can just get started right now.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Just
Now, the
start.
last but not the least question right now is, fine, everybody tends to be like music, 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 music. The music thing of the thing is now complicated. And everybody wants to get into the music industry probably because of the money, because of the fame, because of, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Is it a must for someone to, fine, I know music, I read music, but I have seen a couple of producers that produce, like they are real producers. They've done a lot of hit records and they don't have basic knowledge about the music theory. Is it a must to know the music theory?
Yep. I get this question a lot, and I will definitely say that it's really not that relevant at all. If you have a good ear, that's all that matters.
You're good.
That's all that matters. Like you could take someone who knows all the music theory in the world and someone who knows nothing and just has a good ear, and that person with the good ear will put that person to shame.
Definitely.
It helps. It helps to know music theory. I'm glad that I know it. You know what I mean?
I'm glad I
But
did.
yeah,
Definitely.
it's not a must anymore. Yeah,
Oh my God. Especially in this industry that we are now.
especially yeah, because now you can put a
Because,
plugin on the beat that'll tell you the key. You know?
oh my God. Definitely we are talking about creativity. Sometimes we tend to go more than even what we have been taught in the music theory, specifically. We tend to go overboard, because maybe because of the century or the kind of music we listen to, or the kind of music we do. Like things has really changed in the industry right now. So, and I think that has really changed the aspect of having the orientation of knowing the music theory, especially for producers. So I want to go and learn the piano so that I'll be able to, produce. I don't think that's necessary anymore. Just have the hair and you're good to go.
Yep.
Oh my
Absolutely,
God.
my friend.
It's good to have you on this live.
Yeah, it was really fun. We could definitely do this again sometime too. I wish I had more time for you,
Oh
but
my
that was
God.
cool.
I'll
That
be
was a
glad to
blast.
host you some other time, sir. I'll be glad to host you some other time, sir.
Yes.
Thanks for
All right, my
joining us
friend.
live.
It was great talking to you. Okay, all right. Take care, my friend. We'll talk again soon. I promise.
All right. Thank
Take
you,
care.
sir. Okay.